Welcome to Analog Communication course. Myself Kiranmay, working as an assistant professor in the department of ECE. So in today's session, we will see the generation of DSP-SC. Right? In previous session, we already completed what is DSP-SC. Right? So what is DSP-SC? Why we are suppressing the carrier? What is the mathematical expression for time domain and frequency domain of DSP-SC? We have covered in the previous session, right? So now in today's session we will see what are the generations of DSP-SC, means how we are generating a DSP-SC signal. So for generating a DSP-SC signal we are having some techniques. So those techniques are two techniques we are having. One is balanced modulator and second one was ring modulator. So in today's session we will see how we are generating a DSP-SC signal, right? So how many generations are there? There are two generations for a DSP-SC signal. So one is balanced modulator and second one was ring modulator. So let's get start with the discussion of balanced modulator. So this is the block diagram of balanced modulator. So if you see the circuit diagram of balanced modulator, what it is appearing here, there are two AM modulators, right? So now in balanced modulator, for generating a DSP-SC signal, we are using two AM modulators, right? So how AM modulator was generated, what is the how we have generated, we already seen in the first unit. So just here we are giving an AM modulators, two AM modulators we have taken here, and this is the message signal which we are giving, right? For AM modulator we are giving the message signal, that is M of T, two AM modulators we are using, and with the message signal what is the next signal we have to give, that is the carrier signal, right? So mainly we need message signal and carrier signal to generate any modulation technique, right? So for amplitude modulator I am giving the message signal and carrier signal. So this carrier signal can be generated by using this local oscillator, right? So carrier signal and message signal both we are applying to AM modulators. Two AM modulators I am taking here. So one I am giving an plus message signal and second AM modulator I am giving an minus M of T. So one amplitude modulator I am giving plus M of T message signal, and second AM modulator I am giving minus M of T, and carrier we are applying for both amplitude modulators, right? And next after that both combine. So whatever the output coming from first AM modulator and the output coming from second modulator we are adding here. Finally we are summing up, and finally you will be getting an DSP-SC generation. So this is the block diagram of balanced modulator. So what we have required here, two AM modulators which contain message signal and carrier signal, right? Two AM modulators which contain both message signal and carrier signal, and finally the both AM modulator outputs are summing up. So final generation of DSP-SC will be obtained. So now we will see the mathematical expression how we are generating a DSP-SC signal, right? So if you see here, what is the time domain representation for DSP-SC? So we have already seen, that is M of T into C of T, right? This is what we have already discussed in previous session, that is the generation of time domain representation of DSP-SC, right? So this is the time domain representation of DSP-SC, which is the product of message signal and carrier signal, right? So now you have to obtain this mathematical expression. So how we are obtaining? So if you see, So if you see the block diagram, in first AM modulator, so what is the first AM modulator output you will be getting? So this is the time domain representation of conventional AM. So already we had discussed in first unit, the conventional AM output was AC into 1 plus Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct, right? This is the amplitude modulator output, amplitude modulated signal output. It will be obtained from AM modulator, that is AC into 1 plus Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct from first AM modulator. And coming to second AM modulator, here we are giving minus m of t. So at output side also it will generate AC into 1 minus Ka m of t. Actual expression was 1 plus Ka m of t. But here as we are writing message signal, we are taking a negative phase, negative sign of m of t. Here also in expression there will be a negative sign. So AC into 1 minus Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct. So this is the first AM modulator output and this is the second AM modulator output. So afterwards what we have to do? We have to sum up. So S1 of t, where I am writing AC into 1 plus Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct, where S2 of t AC into 1 minus Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct. So there we are subtracting S1 of t minus S2 of t, right? So if you see here, there is a plus sign, minus sign means this first output will be S1 of t and second output will be minus S2 of t. So that is what here written, S of t equal to S1 of t minus S2 of t. Just substitute what is S1 of t here, AC cos 2 pi fct plus AC Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct, right? For S1 of t I substituted here. What is S1 of t? AC into 1 plus Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct. So I just multiplied AC cos 2 pi fct plus AC Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct. And second one minus S2 of t. What is S2 of t here? Minus AC cos 2 pi fct, and here minus of minus it will become plus again AC Ka m of t cos 2 pi fct, right? So AC cos 2 pi fct minus AC cos 2 pi fct both will get cancelled each other, and finally you will be having AC Ka m of t plus AC Ka m of t. So 2 Ka AC cos 2 pi fct into m of t. This is the final output you will be getting, right? 2 Ka AC cos 2 pi fct into m of t. So from this you can write 2 Ka, and what is AC cos 2 pi fct? That is your carrier signal, C of t into m of t, right? 2 Ka m of t into C of t, where m of t is your message signal and carrier signal is AC into cos 2 pi fct, right? 2 Ka C of t into m of t. This is the final output. So what we need to generate? We need to generate m of t into C of t. So what we have obtained here? We have obtained 2 Ka into m of t C of t. So you can neglect it, no problem, right? That is a constant. 2 Ka is a constant, so you can neglect it, no problem. So there won't be any effect if you are getting any constant value in your output, right? So 2 Ka we can neglect it because it is just a scaling factor. So final output you are getting here was m of t into C of t. So this is what you have to obtain. So by this balanced modulator you are generated a DSB-SC signal, right? So what we require for generating a DSB-SC signal using balance, we require 2 AM modulators, and one summer, summing up, right? In the two AM modulators, one we are giving a plus m of t message signal, and second one you are giving a minus m of t signal. So next, second generation, here we are taking as ring modulator, right? In first generation, balanced was completed. Second generation of DSB-SC was ring modulator. So this is the circuit diagram of ring modulator. If you see here, what is observing, what we can observe here, there are two transformers. This is one transformer and this is one transformer. There are two transformers and totally 4 diodes. So the total 4 diodes are placed in a ring shape, or it is in a bridge. You can say it as a bridge shape or it is in a ring shape. So these 4 diodes are in the form of ring. So here we are giving a modulating input. So modulate means you have to give message signal and carrier signal to your circuit, right? So for here I am giving modulating input at transformer side, and I am giving the carrier at center tap transformer. So by using this center tap transformer, I am giving carrier signal. So two signals you have to give. One is at input of transformer you are giving a message signal, and second one by secondary winding. So as a center tap transformer you are giving a carrier signal. So carrier signal is given at the center tap transformer, and there are two transformers T1 and T2 and 4 diodes which are in the shape of ring. So right, so here if you see these diodes, these 4 diodes will work based upon this carrier signal. So it will, so what is diode? So diode it will be on and off, right? It can be act as a switch either on and off, right? So how it will be dependent? It will be dependent based upon a voltage it is getting, right? So whether if you are getting a positive voltage, then it will be, the diode will act as a forward bias. Whether if you are getting a negative voltage, then based upon this diode it will be acts as a reverse bias, right? Right, based upon this diode structure, if you see here, if you are getting a plus positive side and positive will be getting here forward bias. If you are giving a negative signal, it will act as a reverse bias. So when forward bias means it will be short circuited, when it is reverse bias it will be open circuited and no current will be flown in the reverse bias circuit. So these diodes will work only under carrier signal. Why? Here we are giving two signals, message and carrier, but this diode is only work under carrier. Why? Because here the carrier signal is more greater than message signal. So whatever the amplitude you are taking and whatever the frequency you are taking, amplitude and frequency of the carrier is greater than a message signal. So that's why it will consider only the carrier. So this diode operation is dependent upon the carrier, right? This diode's operation is dependent upon the carrier signal. So we are giving here carrier signal. So based upon the carrier positivity and negative signal, the diodes will be work. So this is the circuit diagram of ring modulator. So what is there? Two transformers, 4 diodes which are in the form of a ring shape, and two signals we are giving, that is message signal and carrier signal. So I just represented here. It consisting of 4 diodes and two transformers T1 and T2, and where these diodes will be work under only a carrier signal, because the carrier frequency and carrier amplitude is greater than the message signal frequency and message signal amplitude. If you see the working operation of ring modulator, it depends upon a diode on and off, right? Based upon the carrier signal which you are giving, depend upon the carrier signal, that diodes may be on or may be off. So with that on and off, you will be getting a final output at the second transformer side. So we will see how the working operation is done. So here there are two modes two mode of operation. One is without modulating signal and second one was with modulating signal. So as DSB-SC we are considering here, DSB-SC means suppressed carrier. So how you are suppressing the carrier by using this circuit? So first we will see that one. Okay. So first mode 1, carrier suppression, right? In this we will see the how we are suppressing the carrier. So for this consideration I am taking the message signal x of t equal to 0, right? I am taking here message signal, assuming or considering the message signal x of t equal to 0. So there are two operations. First we will see in one operation how we are suppressing the carrier. In second operation how we are generating a DSP-SC signal, right? In carrier suppression we are taking without modulating signal, means modulating signal as 0, and second mode of operation, that is generating a DSP signal with modulating signal, right? This is without modulating signal, that means we are considering it as 0, and second case with modulating signal. So in this without modulating signal we are considering as carrier suppression. So how we are suppressing the carrier? So let's see. In the first case, carrier suppression. So I am taking here modulating signal x of t equal to 0 and carrier signal, right? Carrier wave I am giving here. So what I told, while you are giving a carrier signal, first let me consider something like this is your carrier. In this carrier you will be having a positive peak and negative peak, right? So now I am applying here positive cycle. So positive half cycle I am applying here. So what you will consider positive half cycle means plus minus. This is your positive, plus and minus I am giving. So when you are giving plus minus, what is the current flow direction? Current flow will direct from like this, right? So the direction will be like this. So the current flow direction will be like this. So positive side it will be directed. So current flow will go. So it will go. As we are using a center tap transformer here, the direction will be changed because there will be an phase reversal. 180 degrees phase reversal will be there at center tap transformer. So the current flow will go like this, but here in center tap it will be changed the direction. So see here, it will go from this like this. If you see the dots, these are the current flow. Again there is an center tap transformer here, so there is a change in the direction, right? So from finally at your output transformer, what you are observing here, at output transformer you are observing two directions, right? Both currents are entering. So both currents are entering means it is having an equal and opposite signs, right? Equal and opposite signs at this, and the currents will be get cancelled each other. So these both currents will be having both equal and opposite signs, and this will be cancelled at each other because the currents will produce a magnetic field, right? Current will generate a magnetic field at transformer side. So here if you see the direction of current, both is the entering. So both currents are entering means there is having an equal and opposite signs. So the currents will get cancelled each other and your final output will be 0. Means as you are giving a carrier signal. As you are giving carrier signal, what is happening here? You are getting a 0 output, means we are suppressing the carrier. Okay, we are suppressing the carrier. See if you see here, we are using only a two diodes, D1 and D2, right? Why? Because if you are observing a positive half cycle, the diodes D3 and D4 will be getting cancelled each other. So right, this is the 4 diodes what I am giving here, plus and minus. For positive half cycle, how the current is flowing? The current will flow like this. So here there is a change in direction, and after flowing here it will flow like this. So right, if you see here, the current will flow positive like this, and also the current will go here like this, and from here it will go like this, and it will circulate like this, right? So if you observe here, the current flow for D1 and D2 is forward biased, right? See, what is this diode represent? The current flow plus and minus, right? Means it is current flow is like this. So here the direction also same flow it is going on. If you consider D2 also like this, the current flow is there, and if you observe here D2 direction plus minus, the current will flow as it is. But if you consider D3 and D4, here the D3 current is flowing like this, and for D4 it is flowing like this. Means D3 means it should get plus minus, but what we are getting here, minus and plus, right? This will represent minus, this is the positive side, right? If you are writing, this is the flow diagram, this is the current flow, here plus minus should get, but what we have here, D3 minus plus is there. The same way D4, this is the current flow, and here you have to get plus minus, but as a D4 you are getting minus and plus, means reverse, means that's why D3 and D4 will act as a reverse bias. Reverse bias means both will be open circuited. So that's why we remove D3 and D4 in positive half cycle, right? In positive half cycle, so right, I am applying here carrier signal positive. So now see how I am drawing the flow diagram. Current flow positive means it will flow like this, right? The current direction will be go, and here, and also it will pass, right? This side and this side. So there are two, here one, so it will go like this and it will go like this. As a center tap transformer, the direction will be changed, right? The direction will be changed. I told 180 degrees phase reversal. This current will flow like this. So this will be flown like this, right? Total current will be divided into two parts. It will go like this, it will go like this. In the same way, here the total current will flow like this one. So now you observe, so likewise it will flow. As center tap transformer, the direction will be changed, because like this, okay? So if you see here, this is the current flow, means and the diode direction also same. The diode is plus minus, and current flow also same plus minus. So this one will act as forward bias D2, and the same way D1, if you see, the current flow is positive negative, and the diode D1 also is having positive negative. So this D1 also will be forward biased. And the same way, if you see here D3, the current is flowing like this, means it should be plus minus, but what is happening from here, minus plus is there, right? So what will be getting here, it will be getting reverse bias. And the same way D4, the current flow is this direction, and but the diode direction is different, that is minus plus, so this D4 also will be getting cancelled, right? So that's why D3, D4 both are reverse biased, and D3, D4 will be short circuit, open circuited, D1, D2 will be short circuited. So that is what here, D1 and D2 both are forward biased, and the current will be flown each other here. Both equal and opposite currents will appeared at second transformer, so both will be cancelled out and it will be observed as 0. So here by positive cycle we are suppress the carrier is finally 0, And the same way, if you are taking negative half cycle, so negative half cycle, if you are considering negative half cycle, there will be D1 and D2 will be off. Due to the current direction, D1 and D2 will be off. Okay. So, right, see, if you see here, this is what actual circuit, right? If the current flow here, I am giving minus plus negative half cycle, I am giving here negative half cycle, minus and plus. So what is happening? The current direction is like this, right? It will go, and here also the current direction is like, and here the direction will be this, and here the direction will be this. So, right, so if you see here what is happening, the direction, the flow is like this, flow is this side, but if you see the diode D2, what is happening to diode D2? This is negative, positive, but the current flow direction is positive and negative, so it will be reverse biased and get cancelled. And the same way, here the diode is minus and plus, but the current flow you are getting is plus minus, so again both is getting cancelled. So D1 and D2 will be get cancelled each other, means it is an acts as a reverse biased, it will be open circuit. So here this is open circuited, right? And next only we are having D3 and D4. So if you see again the current flow direction D3 and D4, here both are again, now both are leaving the direction. Previously both are entering, and here both are leaving. So again both are leaving, both magnitude will be equal and opposite. So primary currents are equal and opposite, and again it will be cancelled each other, and you will be getting zero output, right? So in previous case both currents are entering, and both currents are entering at a time. So the currents are equal and opposite and they cancelled each other. In the same way here both are leaving at a time, so it will both get cancelled each other, and finally zero output you will be appearing. So in this mode 1 we are suppress the carrier. How we suppress the carrier? We are considering the modulating signal x of t is 0, and only we are giving the carrier signal. In carrier signal, if you are giving a positive cycle, there is two, positive and a negative. So if you are giving a positive, how the current flow will be appeared, and finally both get cancelled each other, we have seen. And the same way in negative half cycle, so in positive half cycle D1 and D2 is on, D3 and D4 is off, and in negative half cycle D1, D2 will be off, D3, D4 will be on. So finally you are getting a suppressed carrier, zero output. So this is the mode 1. And next coming to mode 2 operation. So here in mode 2 we are considering with the presence of message signal. So now I am giving the message signal, right, M of t. So this is your modulating signal. So modulating signal I am considering here message signal. Again the first operation we are considering the first case positive half cycle. Okay. Now I am considering the case 1 with positive half cycle of carrier. So what is again carrier? I am considering positive and negative. Here I am giving the positive and negative. Right, when you are giving a positive and negative, what will happen here? The same D1 and D2 will be appeared, D3 and D4 will be off, right, D3, D4 will be off. We already seen in the previous slide, right, how D3 and D4 is off, right. When you are giving a positive half cycle, D1, D2 will on, D3, D4 will be off. This is the circuit diagram up here, right. So now previous previously the message signal is 0. That's why there is no output you are getting. But now the message signal is, we are giving the message signal that is plus and minus. Means one message signal we are giving. So one message signal you are giving, that sign is plus minus. So here the plus will be appearing at output side plus only, and minus also will appear at the output side minus. So final output you will be getting m of t. Right? Because see the diagram here. When you are giving a positive half cycle of carrier, D1, D2 will on, D3, D4 will be off. So this is how it appears. Means I am considering here forward bias means short circuit. Short circuit means there will be one single line. And again D2 is forward bias means again it will be short circuited. So whatever the message signal we are giving, the direct message signal will be appeared at the output side. Means if you are giving here one positive peak that which contain plus minus, the same way it will be appeared here plus and minus. Right? Means m of t as t is what we are giving, the same m of t will be appearing at the output side. When it will be appeared? When C of t is greater than 0. When C of t is greater than 0, your final output V naught of t equal to m of t. Right? V naught of t equal to m of t when your carrier is greater than 0. And next case, if you see negative half cycle. So when it is negative half cycle, what is appearing here? Negative half cycle, D1 and D2 are off. Right? In negative half cycle, D1 and D2 are off, D3, D4 are on. So if you observe here negative half cycle, so the plus. Now here I am giving your message signal will be positive half cycle only. I am considering here message signal plus minus. The plus will appear. See the flow, because in previous slide there is a way of going like this, but here there is no way because it is off. Because it is off, it will be open circuited. Right? Due to off D1 and D2 there is an open circuit, and D3 and D4 on, the path will be like this. So the path is like this. Means when you are giving a positive signal here, the path will go here and it will appear here positive, and if you see here negative, the negative will be appeared because the way is like this only. Right? For positivity, for positive signal, it has a way to go through D4, and for negative signal there is a way to go through D3. So finally it will observe minus and plus. Right? Minus and plus. As we are giving plus minus, it will be appearing minus plus. Means there is a reversal, minus m of t. As you are giving plus m of t, but you are getting minus m of t. Minus plus means there is a sign change. Sign change in your message signal. So minus m of t. When it is minus m of t, when it is C of t is less than 0. So when V naught of t is minus m of t, when it is C of t is less than 0, then V naught of t is minus m of t. So it is clear when you are giving positive half cycle of carrier. See here, when you are getting a positive half cycle, you are having plus m of t when C of t is greater than 0. And second case, when you are giving negative half cycle, C of t less than 0, then it will appear V naught of t equal to minus m of t. So now we will do the mathematical calculations by using these two things. Okay, by using this operation we will find out a time domain representation of DSB-SC. So let's do first one. What we are writing here, V naught of t. So V naught of t equal to plus m of t when C of t is greater than 0, right? So again second case, it is minus m of t. When minus m of t? When C of t is less than 0, right? When C of t is greater than 0, then message signal, as it is message signal you are appearing. When C of t is less than 0, you are it is appearing a negative m of t. So by considering here, so I am writing here plus and minus, I am indicating with respect to x of t. So right, because here diode is on and off, there is a switching, right? Switching between on and off. So by showing that switching, I am representing here. So I am representing with that switching x of t into m of t. So finally V naught of t equal to x of t into m of t, where x of t equal to plus 1 and x of t equal to minus 1 depends upon C of t greater than 0 and C of t less than 0, right? So depends upon C of t, there is a variation of x of t positive or negative. So I am representing with a periodic wave. So I am considering here x of t as a periodic wave, because there is a switching between plus and minus. So when it is plus minus, it will appear when diode is on and off, So that we are representing in the form of a periodic wave. So this is your x of t, which we are representing in a periodic wave. Plus 1 and minus 1 I am writing 0, t naught by 4, so right, x of t which we are representing in a periodic plus and minus. So there is a plus wave and minus 1 periodic wave. I am considering like this, and these are the timings. Minus t naught by 2 to plus t naught by 2 will be given one wave, right? Minus t naught by 2 to plus t naught by 2. So this is full one cycle I am considering here, right? So minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2 is one full cycle, or otherwise you can say t naught by 4 to 3 t naught by 4 as one cycle. So any cycle you can consider here. So now what is the representation, Fourier representation of this periodic wave? So as think you may cover this one in signals and system. So Fourier series representation of periodic signal equal to A naught plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin n omega naught t, right? This is the Fourier representation of periodic waveform, that is A naught plus sigma n equal to 1 to infinity an cos n omega naught t plus bn sin n omega naught t, right? This is x of t which we are considering it as a periodic waveform. So now we will derive what is a naught, an and bn values, right? So first I am deriving the a naught. So what is the a naught value? A naught is 2 by t naught integral of one cycle we have to take. So I am taking here the cycle minus t naught by 2 to plus t naught by 2 into x of t into dt. This is what? One a naught value. So now I am writing 2 by t naught integral. If you see here, from minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2, we are having three things. Minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2. The integral we can consider as minus t naught by 2 to minus t naught by 4, and minus t naught by 4 to t naught by 4, and t naught by 4 to t naught by 2, right? So here if you see minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 4, there is an minus 1, and t naught by 4 to t naught by 4, there is a plus 1, and t naught by 4 to t naught by 2 again minus 1. So from this cycle minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2, there is an three integrals, right? Three integrals which with an amplitude of minus 1, plus 1 and again minus 1. So that's what I am writing here. One is minus t naught by 2 to minus t naught by 4, that amplitude is minus 1 into dt, again plus integral of minus t naught by 4 to t naught by 4, that amplitude is plus 1 of dt, again plus integral of t naught by 4 to t naught by 2, where the amplitude is minus 1 dt, right? So now simplify it. 2 by t naught. So minus I am keeping outside. Now upper limit minus lower limit. So what is the upper limit here? Minus t naught by 4 and minus of minus t naught by 2. This is 1 you will be getting, plus t naught by 4 minus of minus t naught by 4 and plus, here again minus is there, so I am keeping minus outside. So minus I am keeping outside, minus of t naught by 2 minus t naught by 4. So finally you will get 2 by t naught, minus into minus plus t naught by 4 again. So minus of minus plus t naught by 4 and minus of minus plus into minus, again you will be getting minus t naught by 2, and here plus t naught by 4 and minus of minus plus t naught by 4 minus t naught by 2 and again plus t naught by 4. So finally you just cancel t naught by 4 plus t naught by 4 plus t naught by 4 plus total 4 t naught by 4s are there, means t naught you will be getting here, and minus t naught by 2 minus t naught by 2 again minus t naught. So t naught by t naught minus t naught get cancelled each other and it will be 0. So a naught value is 0, right? Now we will find out an value. So a naught was completed, and next again an. So an equal to same 2 by t naught. What is the n value? 2 by t naught integral your time period minus t naught by 2 to t naught by 2 x of t into cos n omega naught t, right? X of t into cos n omega naught t into dt. So write 2 by t naught integral minus T naught by 2 to minus T naught by 4. There is an amplitude minus. So minus cos n omega naught t dt, and again plus of integral minus T naught by 4 to T naught by 4. There is an amplitude plus, plus means plus cos n omega naught t dt, and plus integral minus integral T naught by 4 to T naught by 2 minus so again minus cos n omega naught t dt, right? So by solving that you will be getting 2 by T naught. So what will be the value? Minus, just keep outside. Cos n omega naught t integral, you will be getting sin n omega naught t and divided by n omega naught, and it will be minus T naught by 2 to minus T naught by 4, right? And the same way plus sin n omega naught t divided by n omega naught into integral minus T naught by 4 to T naught by 4, and here again keep the minus sign outside. Two by T naught, all n omega naught also I am taking outside. So finally what you will be getting here, sin n omega naught of minus T naught by 4. Minus T naught by 4 means sin of minus theta, you will be getting minus sin theta. Again you have here one more minus, so totally plus, right? Totally plus sin n omega naught T naught by 4 you will be getting, right? Sin n omega naught, instead of t I am writing minus T naught by 4. Sin of minus theta minus sin theta. So minus of minus plus. And the same way here sin n omega naught t, you are writing sin n omega naught of minus T naught by 2, where sin of minus theta means minus sin theta. There is an upper limit minus lower limit, right? So upper limit minus lower limit. So I am considering here lower limit sin of minus T naught by 2, right? Sin of minus theta means minus sin theta. So minus of minus, it will be getting plus. Again outside one more minus is there, you will be getting minus. So again here plus sin n omega naught T naught by 4 minus of sin of minus theta, you will be getting minus theta. So again plus, here you will get plus sin n omega naught T naught by 4, and finally here minus sin n omega naught T naught by 4, and minus of minus plus, you will get upper limit is T naught by 2. So here 2 sin minus sin n omega naught T by 2 plus sin n omega naught T naught by 4. So finally you will be getting like this. And next I am writing here omega naught equal to, since omega naught equal to 2 pi by T naught. So consider omega naught equal to 2 pi by T naught. So when you are applying here omega naught as 2 pi by T naught, what you will be getting? T naught will be getting cancelled, 2 also will be getting cancelled. So finally it will be appear 1 by n pi into, now what is there here? Total 4 sin n omega naught T naught by 4 is there. So 4 sin n, I am again writing here omega naught equal to 2 pi by T naught. So T naught cancel, 2 will cancel, 4 sin n pi it will be remain, minus, right, see here sin n omega naught T naught by 4, that terms we are having total 4. So I am writing 4 sin n omega naught T naught by 4, but instead of omega naught what I am considering here? 2 pi by T naught. So when I am writing instead of omega naught 2 pi by T naught, then what will happen? T naught will cancel, 2 you will be getting 2 here. So finally 4 sin n pi by 2 it should get, 4 sin n pi by 2 it should get, minus 2 signs are there, 2 sin n omega naught 2 by 2 is there. So minus 2 sin n, if I am writing omega naught in place of omega naught, if I am writing 2 pi by T naught, then T naught will get cancelled, 2 will get cancelled, total sin n pi will be remain, right. So again I am modifying it. If you see here sin n pi, sin pi means 0. So what are the terms? Sin you will be getting 0, integrals of sin pi, sin 2 pi, sin 3 pi, all are zeros. So when you are writing n, in place of n if you are writing 1, 2, 3, 4 any value, then you will be getting 0, right. So that's why we are cancelling this term. So finally you will be having 4 by n pi sin n pi by 2, 4 by n pi sin n pi by 2, that is your an value. So an value is 4 by n pi sin n pi by 2, whereas bn value will be 0. Why bn value is 0? Bn value why it is 0 means, because as if you see the waveform, that is periodic waveform, there is an symmetric, there is a symmetric, right. When it is symmetric, even signal will be 0. So so if you see here, from 0 to this part and 0 to this part, both are symmetric. As it is a symmetric and even periodic waveform, the Bn value will be 0. So no need to calculate. If you want to calculate, you can calculate it. Even if you calculate it, it will be appeared as 0, right. So finally Bn value 0, A naught value is 0, and An equal to 4 by n pi sin n pi by 2. So now I am keeping in this equation x of t, where x of t equal to A naught plus sigma n, right. A naught is already 0. So just appear sigma n equal to 1 to infinity. An value is 4 by n pi sin n pi by 2 cos n omega naught t, right. 4 by n pi sin n pi by 2 cos n omega naught t, that is your x of t. And final output you have to know that p naught of t is x of t into m of t. So again multiply with m of t, but here I am considering keep the value of n is 1. If I am keeping the value n equal to 1, what you will be getting? 4 by pi sin n pi by 2. N value is 1, sin pi by 2 is 1, right. Sin 0 is 0, sin pi by 2 is 1. So 4 by pi cos n omega naught t you will be getting. So n I am already giving 1, right. So no need to write here n. So 4 by pi cos omega naught t plus sigma n equal to, and again if you consider here 2, n equal to 2. So when you are considering n equal to 2, what will be having here? Sin pi. If you are considering n equal to 4, even terms, if you are considering even terms 2, 4, 6, what it will be here? If I am writing n equal to 2, then sin pi, n equal to 4, sin 2 pi, n equal to 6, sin 3 pi, means the terms sin pi, sin 2 pi, sin 3 pi all are 0. So there is no even terms here, only odd terms will be present. So now I am writing n equal to 3, 5, 7, at that time only this value will be present. 4 by n pi sin n pi by 2 cos n omega naught t. So with this fully I am multiplying with m of t. So right. So final output you will be getting 4 by pi m of t right, 4 by pi m of t cos omega ct. So I am representing here omega naught in omega c because as it is a carrier, and plus sigma n equal to 3, 5, 7, this one. So from this output, if you are passing through band pass filter, then these terms will be getting eliminated, only this signal will be passed. So after ring modulator second transformer, there will be an band pass filter. So for generating a DSP-SC, we required a band pass filter. Filter means you can have some bandwidth, right? Within this bandwidth itself, the signals will be passed, right? If I am considering FM, my bandwidth was FM, means only the up to FM signals only it will be passes. All other signals will be getting rejected. The same way here, after second transformer, we are keeping a band pass filter with bandwidth of FM, FC plus FM and FC minus FM. So that's why these are the highest terms. That highest terms will be getting rejected. Only this term will be present. 4 by pi m of t into cos omega ct. So if you represent in the form of m of t into c of t, what here it is missed? Carrier amplitude, right? So just multiply and divided by carrier amplitude. So 4 by pi AC m of t into c of t. So this one is a constant. So final output we have generated, right? So that will be rejected through band pass filter, and output you are getting 4 by pi m of t cos omega ct. So then we can write cos c of t is AC cos omega ct. So here AC term was missing, that's why we have divided and multiplied. So 4 by pi AC, and finally AC cos omega ct I wrote c of t and m of t. This is the DSP-SC generation. So this is how we generated in DSP-SC by using the ring modulator, right? Total two operations are there. One is the which we are suppressing the carrier, right? We are suppressing the carrier by taking the amplitude, modulating signal as 0, and only the carrier signal we are giving, and final output you are getting as 0, means we are suppressing the carrier. That we have seen in the first mode of operation. And in the second mode of operation, we have seen how the DSP-SC signal was generated, right? By using the modulating signal. With respect to modulating signal, we have considered two cases of positive half cycle and negative half cycle, where we represented in a periodic waveform. From periodic waveform, we have generated the Fourier series term, and final output you have get the generation of DSP-SC. Clear? And next we will solve. And if you see here, This is what the timing diagram x of t and carrier c of t. Here carrier signal we are considering it is as a square waveform because we are considering as a periodic waveform, right? Periodic waveform we have taken due to the diode on and off. There is a switching between on and off. We are considering it as a periodic waveform. So that's why we are considering the carrier signal also in a square wave. Normally carrier signal is sine wave, but here in this we have considered the carrier signal as square wave, as on and off. This is on off, positive and negative. You will be getting here when the diode D1 D2 is on, positive half cycle you will be getting. When diode D3 and D4 is on, negative half cycle you will be getting. So that is what here we represented, and this is the DSP-SC signal. DSP-SC signal will generate when M of t is multiplied by C of t. Just I am considering here M of t, message signal is multiplied with carrier signal, we will be getting the final output. Means just draw with respect to the message signal by inside carrier, generate the carrier, and where at zero crossing you will be having a phase reversal, right? This is the timing diagram of DSP-SC ring modulator. So now let's solve the one problem regarding this DSP-SC. So this is one problem. First let M of t equal to 2 cos 2 pi 10 cube t and C of t equal to 4 cos 4 pi 10 to the power of 60. So what is M of t, C of t? M of t is the message signal and C of t is the carrier signal, right? So when, and what is the question they gave? If M of t undergoes DSP-SC modulation, means when it is gone through DSP-SC modulation, we have to find bandwidth, power and the spectrum of modulated wave. Okay. So the first one they gave here bandwidth, right? The first we had to find out bandwidth. So what is the bandwidth of DSP-SC? The bandwidth of DSP-SC is 2 FM, right? 2 into message signal frequency. So what is the message signal here? M of t. M of t equal to AM cos 2 pi FM t. So just compare this equation with what they have given, that is 2 cos 2 pi 10 cube t. So if you compare here, AM value is 2, whereas FM value equal to 10 to the power of cube. 10 to the power of cube means 1 kilohertz. 10 to the power of cube means 1 kilohertz. And the same way C of t is AC cos 2 pi FCT, and compare what they have given, 4 cos 4 pi 10 to the power of 60, right? So AC value is 4 and FC value is 2 into 10 to the power of 6, right? 2 into 10 to the power of 6. So finally bandwidth, what is the bandwidth? 2 into FM. What is FM here? 1 kilohertz. So 2 into 1 kilohertz, you will be getting 2 kilohertz, right? And second one, power. So what is the formula of power? Power for DSP-SC is both upper sideband plus lower sideband, PUSB plus PLSB. So you will be getting AC AM by 4, right? AC square AM square by 4. Upper sideband is AC square AM square by 8. Lower sideband is AC square AM square by 8. Both combined, upper sideband plus lower sideband, you will be getting AC square AM square by 4. So what is the AC value there? If you see, what is the AC value? AC value is 4, AM value is 2. AC value is 4, that means 16, and AM value is 2, that means 4. Total 16. Total 16 means you can divide 8 is for PUSB and one more 8 will be the PLSB. So 16 watts. 8 watts is for PLSB and another 8 watts is for LSB. And third one, we have to draw the spectrum. Draw the spectrum of modulated wave. So if you draw the spectrum, if you see the spectrum in modulated wave, you will be considering what? FC, there is no FC. FC plus FM and FC minus FM. Here the value AC AM by 4, right? If you go and see in previous slide the spectrum, this is what we have done, minus FC plus FM. In the same way, minus FC minus FM. Here AC AM by 4. So just substitute the values. So what is the AC value? 4 into 2 divided by 4. So total 2 volts here. 2 volts, 2 volts, 2 volts and 2 volts. And what is the FC value? FC value is 2 megahertz. Right? 2 megahertz means 2000 kilohertz I can write FC. And FC plus FM means 2000 kilohertz plus 1 kilohertz, that is 2001. And here if it is minus 1, 1999. And the same way minus 2000. Right? So this is the spectrum of modulated wave. So likewise you can solve many problems by using the formulas of power, efficiency and FC, FM values. Right? And the next topic was detection of DSP-SC. So now up to now we have seen generation of DSP-SC, means how we are generating a DSP-SC signal, right? So we have generated a DSP-SC signal. At the same way, receiver side you have to detect your message signal back, right? At transmitter side you have generated signal, and at receiver side again you have to detect your original signal back. In the same way here for DSP-SC, to detect your message original signal, means that is M of T. To detect your message signal back, there is a detection techniques. So what are those two detection techniques of DSP-SC? One is coherent or synchronous detector, and second one was Costas receiver or Costas loop, right? So two detection techniques. One is coherent or synchronous detector, and second one was Costas receiver or Costas loop. So these two techniques are used for demodulating your signal, means detecting the signal. As you are giving a message signal, after modulation you have got some other value. Again at receiver side you have to get your signal back, right? Our original signal has to get back. So for that we are having a detection techniques. So let's see one by one. So first one was coherent or synchronous detector. So what is the name for synchronous? Synchronous means there must be an synchronization between transmitter side and receiver side. Means the main condition you have to remember here, that is synchronous. Synchronous means actually we have taken carrier frequency, right? In transmitter side we have generated our carrier frequency. The same carrier frequency has to use at the receiver side also for detecting your signal. So that synchronization must be there. The carrier frequency which you are taking at the transmitter side, the same carrier has to be taken at the receiver side. Okay, let's see the block diagram, right? So what is the condition here? The condition was the local oscillator which we are generating the carrier frequency that must be has same frequency and phase as that the carrier signal of the transmitter, right? Means the frequency, the local oscillator means it will be generated the carrier frequency. This local oscillator we are using to generate the carrier frequency. So whatever the carrier frequency it is generating, that should have same frequency and same phase what you have taken at the transmitter side also. So that is what actually this detection takes place, right? Coherent or synchronous detector means the carrier frequency which you are taking at the receiver side must have same frequency and phase at transmitter side. Otherwise, some effects will be get. So what are those effects we will see now in future slides. So this is the block diagram of this detector. One, we are giving your DSP-SC signal which we are multiplying with the carrier signal which we are taking the same as transmitter side, and we are passing through low pass filter. So finally you will be get your message signal. So this is the block diagram, right? One is DSB signal multiplied with the carrier signal, and that is passing through low pass filter. So actually in generation side we are taking a band pass filter, and for detection side we are taking a low pass filter. Why? Because as low pass filter means it will pass only the low frequencies. Low frequency means we need only message signal. We doesn't want any high frequency signals, right? So that's why we are considering a low pass filter to get back your message signal. To retrieve your message signal, we will consider only the low pass filter. So only the low frequency signals it will be appeared, and remaining high frequencies will be rejected. So that's why generation side we required a high frequency band. That's why we are passing through band pass filter. So now we will see the mathematical calculation. So what is DSP-SC signal? AC cos omega ct into m of t, right? And this is multiplying with your local oscillator carrier frequency, that is cos omega ct. So with this block diagram only I am doing the mathematical calculation. First there is a multiplier. With this multiplier you are having two inputs. One is DSP-SC and second one was carrier signal. So that's what here I have written. DSP-SC waveform was m of t into c of t. That m of t, c of t means I wrote AC cos omega ct multiplied with cos omega ct. So I am writing here AC dash right. So finally AC dash cos square omega ct into m of t it will get. And if I am writing cos square theta means 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. Right? Cos square theta means 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. 1 plus cos 2 omega ct divided by 2 I kept outside into m of t. Right? So AC dash divided by 2 into m of t, one term you will be getting, and second term you will be getting AC dash divided by 2 cos 2 omega ct into m of t. So next it will be passing through low pass filter, right? If you see there, after multiplying with the carrier there is a block, that is low pass filter block. If you are passing through low pass filter, higher terms will be getting rejected, right? Here why higher term? Normally omega c into m of t means fc plus fm you will be getting, but here cos 2 omega ct, 2 omega ct means 2 fc plus fm, 2 fc minus fm you will be getting. So Actual our band is only FC plus FM. It is 2 FC plus FM. So this is higher frequency. We need only FM, right? Message signal, you have to retrieve back your message signal. So what is the message signal bandwidth? FM. FM is your message signal bandwidth. So if you are having 2 FC plus FM, 2 FC minus FM means that is higher than FM. So that's why the low pass filter cannot pass this highest signal. Only the pass is was AC dash by 2 M of t. So finally M of t is there. This AC dash by 2 is a constant value. So no need to worry. So final output you will be getting AC dash by 2 into M of t. Right? This is occurred only when you are having same frequency and same phase, means it should be perfect synchronization with the transmitter, right? This occurs only the perfect synchronize with your transmitter, right? So now we will see what will happen if there is no perfect synchronization, right? So we can consider two cases. First, case 1, right? Case 1, effect of phase. Right? Effect of phase means I told frequency and phase should be synchronized. So what will happen if phase is not synchronized? So frequency was synchronized, phase is not synchronized. What is the effect you will be get here? So now I am writing here, there is some little bit phase change is there. So that phase change I am appearing at output side like a local oscillator, right? Local oscillator will only generate your carrier signal. So I am here now, little bit phase I am applying here. Some phase error, that phase error I am representing in terms of pi. Phase error I am representing in terms of pi. Okay. So this term is same, AC cos omega ct M of t into cos omega ct right, cos of omega ct plus pi. So just multiply with it, what you will be get here. So here I can write 2 cos A cos B, right? So just multiply and divide it by 2. 2 cos A cos B means cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B. Just write down here AC dash by 2. 2 cos A cos B means cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B means cos of 2 omega ct plus pi plus cos pi. So cos of A minus B means omega ct will be getting cancelled, only cos pi will be present. So if you write here AC dash by 2 into cos pi plus of AC dash by 2 cos of 2 omega ct plus pi, right? Sorry, into M of t also is there. So here also you will be getting M of t. So right, If you see in this term, again it will be getting rejected through low pass filter. Only it will appear here AC dash by 2 m of t into cos pi. Right? Only this term will be appeared here, m of t cos pi. So in this term, if you see here phase, if there is very less phase error, then no need of any problem, because phase cannot change your total frequency, right? If there is a little bit phase error, no problem. If suppose I am considering the pi value as 90 degrees, if it is more than little error, more than 90 degrees, then what will happen here? If I am considering pi equal to 90 degrees, cos 90 value is 0, right? Cos 90 is 0, then you will be getting final value output as 0. So you are not getting any message signal back. Output signal you are getting 0. Means this is one effect, right? This is a null effect. This one we are calling it as quadrature null effect. Quadrature null effect. Null means our final output you are getting 0, and why quadrature means if you are taking pi 90 degrees, the carrier signal is cos of omega ct plus pi, right? I am taking some pi error, that is pi cos of omega ct plus pi. When I am taking pi 90 degrees, what your carrier frequency is changing? Cos of 90 plus theta. Cos of 90 plus theta means sin theta. So you are getting finally sin omega ct. Means there is a 90 degrees change. Cos to sin, there is a 90 degrees change. That 90 degrees change we are calling it as quadrature. Okay, 90 degrees change we are calling it as quadrature. That's why the effect which you are appearing, if there is a phase, that is quadrature null effect. Okay. So if you are considering some little bit phase error, you will be getting the output as m of t into cos pi. If there is a little error, okay, we can neglect or nullified. But if it is having pi 90 degrees, whenever you are getting a pi value 90 degrees, final output you are getting 0. There is no message signal you are receiving there. Means final output you are getting 0. So that's why we are calling it as quadrature null effect. So this is case 1. Now I am considering case 2. Case 2 is effect of frequency. So not only phase, there will be an effect of frequency also. Right? If suppose your carrier frequency is, I am taking 1 megahertz, due to this effect, it may be changed to 1.1 or 1.2 megahertz. What will happen if there is a change of frequency, right? See the effect of frequency. Same I am considering there omega ct plus pi. Here I am considering as AC omega ct m of t into there in carrier signal I am considering omega ct plus del omega, where del omega is the change in frequency, right? Some little bit change in frequency. So when you are doing calculation, what you will be getting finally? Finally you will get AC dash by 2 m of t into cos del omega. Same way, what you appeared a pi, here you will be appear cos del omega. But here you will be, there is some frequency change. Normal message signal is like this. Your message signal is like this. But due to the delta omega, your message signal will little bit shifted. Little bit shifted. There will be shift in your message signal. But not fully affected. But the change. Your message signal frequency will be changed. So that also we are calling some effect name, that is beat effect. So this effect we are calling it as beat effect. So there is a change in your frequency. So when there is a change in phase, you will be having quadrature null effect. When there is a change in frequency, there will be a beat effect. So in this synchronous and coherent detector, the both frequency and phase must be synchronized. Otherwise, you will be having these errors. Okay. So we have seen two cases. One is for effect of frequency and second one is effect of phase. So in this detector, there is an errors, right? So to avoid this thing like frequency error and phase error, we have designed another technique, right? That is Costas receiver or Costas loop. So the next detection technique was Costas receiver or Costas loop, which is to avoid that phase error and frequency error which we are observed in the synchronous detector, right? To avoid that one, we have designed one more technique with some effective blocks, that is Costas receiver and Costas loop. So once I will explain what is the block diagram actually contains. There is two product modulators, nothing but two coherent detectors. Two coherent detectors we have taken. This is the DSP-SC wave, DSP-SC signal. DSP signal has given to two product modulators. Same, the coherent detector what we have used, the same coherent detector. Here also two coherent detectors we have taken. This is one coherent and this is second coherent, and here the carrier signal is generated by using VCO, voltage controlled oscillator. There we have used local oscillator, but here we have used voltage controlled oscillator. I will explain what is VCO, and VCO will generate the carrier signal. The same carrier signal we are giving to second coherent detector with 90 degrees phase shift. So when it is appearing 90 degrees phase shift, your carrier will be changed to AC sin omega CT and it will pass through low pass filters, and finally there is an phase discriminator, right? Phase discriminator, that phase discriminator we have given to VCO. So here the phase discriminator means it will be produce an output, the voltage directly proportional to pi, right? So whatever the output it is receiving, that output voltage will be directly proportional to pi, means it will related to pi, it will produce a pi value. Voltage with respect to pi value it will produce. Okay, with respect to pi, the whatever the pi we are getting, phase we are getting from V3 of t and V4 of t, with that pi value it will generate the voltage. That voltage we are giving to VCO. Here VCO means voltage controlled oscillator. Right, voltage controlled oscillator. What VCO will do actually, that VCO will produce a frequency of oscillations. So while you are giving an input voltage, it will produce an frequency of oscillations, right? So it will take the input as voltage and the output it will produce a frequency of oscillation, means carrier frequency it will generate. So with respect to voltage, it will generate carrier frequency, where phase discriminator with respect to phase it will generate voltage. That voltage will take an input to VCO and from VCO it will generate frequency. So this is the block diagram of Costas. What it contains? Two coherent detectors with 90 degrees phase shift of carrier, and there is a VCO and phase discriminator. So as compared to local oscillator, VCO will be rectified your phase errors, right? VCO will rectify the phase errors compared to your local oscillator. If you are getting phase error, it will be rectified in after 2-3 because it is connected as a feedback. So it will 2-3 shift, it will be phase will be nullified. Okay, we will see the mathematical expression first. So first block V1 of t, I am writing V1 of t. What is the V1 of t here? V1 of t is the product of DSP-SC with your carrier. Product of DSP-SC with the carrier means, so V1 of t equal to m of t AC cos omega ct into cos omega ct, right? AC dash cos omega ct, that is your V1 of t. So what output you will be getting? AC dash m of t into cos square omega ct, where cos square omega ct means 1 plus cos 2 omega ct by 2. So two terms it will appear. One is AC dash m of t by 2 and another term was AC dash m of t into cos 2 omega ct. But actually it is passing through low pass filter. So when it is passing through low pass filter, that highest frequency component is getting rejected. Only the lowest frequency will be allowed. So that what is the lowest frequency here? AC dash into m of t by 2. That from V1 of t you will be appearing. So V1 of t after passing through low pass you will be having this value, means this is your V3 of t. This is after low pass filter. And next one V2 of t. So what V2 of t consider? It contains m of t into AC cos omega ct. Here the carrier frequency has shifted 90 degrees. So 90 degrees phase shift means the cos is converted to sin omega ct into AC dash. So finally you will be get AC dash by 2, where cos omega ct into sin omega ct, you will be having sin 2 omega ct. Means I am writing the formula here, sin 2 theta equal to 2 sin theta cos theta. That one I have written. So final output AC dash by 2 m of t sin 2 omega ct. Now this V2 of t should pass through low pass filter. So when it is passing through low pass filter, what is happened? This is combination of m of t and sin 2 omega ct. Actually we need only m of t. But what is happening here? There is an extra other frequencies added and this won't be passed through your low pass filter. It will be getting rejected. So finally V4t you will be getting 0. So V4t equal to 0 because of low pass filter cannot pass this frequency, right? So V4t you will be getting 0. Now V3 of t value we have and V4 of t value also we have. So the both will be given to phase discriminator and where you will be getting the V5 of t value, that is the product of both V3 of t and V4 of t. V3 of t and V4 of t, that value will be 0. So 0 into V3 of t, you will be getting the value 0. So when it is 0, so V5 of t is producing 0, means it is nothing but the error here. This V5 of t is nothing but an error. How much error of phase you are getting, we are finding out here. So that error we are having as 0. So 0, it is appeared 0. So when it is given an input to VCO, that VCO will produce free running oscillation. Even though the input is 0, the VCO will give a free running oscillations. Right? Free running oscillations with input 0. Means here your error is appeared as 0. Error has appeared as 0. So what will happen if I am giving an error? Some phase error I am giving. So V1 of t equal to AC cos omega ct into m of t, which is multiplied with your carrier signal, that AC omega ct plus pi. I am writing here plus pi, means with some phase error I am denoting. So output you will be getting AC dash m of t by 2 cos 2 omega ct plus pi, right? 2 cos A cos B, cos of A plus B plus cos of A minus B plus cos pi. So finally you will get m of t cos pi. This value will be V3 of t, right? Half AC dash m of t cos pi, that is V3 of t. After passing through low pass filter, I have written this value. And the same way, if you see V2 of t, there will be AC cos omega ct m of t into AC dash sin of omega ct plus pi. Means there is a 90 degrees phase shift, so it will come cos to sin, and final output V4 of t you will be getting after passing through low pass filter m of t sin pi, right? So one is cos pi and second one is sin pi. So now multiply V5 of t equal to V3 of t into V4 of t. So that is AC square AC dash square by 4 m square of t cos pi sin pi, you will be getting sin 2 pi, right? So finally what is appeared here? Some error, sin 2 pi. So at V5 of t is nothing but your error signal. That error signal you are appearing some sin 2 pi error. So this will be eradicated by using the VCO. So as VCO you are giving this input and VCO will produce some frequency. Likewise it is in feedback form. So in that feedback it will be reduced. Your pi value will be reduced. If suppose it is 50 means pi value in the next feedback it will be reduced to 40. Likewise, so because as we are connected to feedback, the rotation, the loop will be run. So first 50 it will go to 40, 40 it will go to 30, finally it will reach us to 0. Finally it will make the phase error as 0 by using this VCO. Okay. So even though you are getting any error, with the VCO help we will be eradicate that error value. Okay. So that's why compared to coherent or synchronous detector, in COSTAS receiver there won't be any null effects. If you see here, there is no null effect appeared, right?